There it is a way. We saw this way when we were at the good we. We don't count any ways we see when we see the way. We knew there was a large cave underneath a fallen metropolis. They had a problem. It was a big way. They said we must cover this holes. There were many, 30 or greater. No one sees all. He says it will be fine. This one will be the one all see. We went there to build it from inside near an alcove at the base, which was 200,000 feet deep in some ways. And we started to build ladder and stair climbing utensils all the way up to it, mostly in wood, but also in clay, glass, plaster, and concrete. In some ways, stone was used where it may be. We went up the walls and around about 100 times, and we were near the spot where we wanted to begin to construct it. It was at this time someone was quite unsure of the stability of one of the stanchions. They said, "Do not see it." We said, "Okay." He said, "It will be fixed very soon when we have the Kalidas in here. It will be respected." And we agreed it would be by any of its architect stuff. It says P, which he did not agree with. It was O for whatever reason. Ultima Underworld. When we finished the first job, we see it had fallen some in the center masters. And we says, "Look, we gotta fix it too." And they knew what it meant. It meant we are not a good we. And they said, "Well, we fix it right now. We see it." We already knew what it was. It was because of the loose stanchion and it would waggle. And this actually caused it to fall, and we couldn't believe that. We knew there was a saboteur. It hadn't even been boggling us. We had underground men fooling around as soon as we left. We knew. But it took time, and they didn't get away, we see. We knew we had to work on into the midnight 2 times to stay ahead. So we did this in shifts, and we were ordering pizzas from Pizza Populous like absolute insanity crazy men, we see. Soda and beers were common, and water was drank by the draught, and we see it a good way, we see. There were many who don't see this way. We know it. We were there for a long time. We had drank beer, and we had begun to become soaked. And it took time, and we were done. And we goes, "Well, now it's time to stop." And we had it perfect. And the one cave that should not have fallen in, fell in. We go, "Well, it's done. Let's get out of here and patch it up." And we patched up about a quarter mile of concrete from the one entrance we had left where we would order pizzas to it. And they knew where it was, and we say, "They can't see this." And we knew that was the end of that. It took a year, and everyone realized there was no way into it, and we couldn't believe how long it took. Someone said, "Something is going on here. We should have known it within a 3-week period or something like this." And they knew it was a problem, and they said, "Okay, well, something appears to be off." So we said, "What about this one?" He's like, "That's where that chasm is. We don't want to cross it. Remember, it's quite a hard way to fix up this bridge here." He said, "We have to put up too many anchors and stanchions there, and it's just another job just as big as it to it." He says, "Yes, but this would be the perfect way." And he goes, "Yes, but we aren't doing that anyway." We see. We had worked on it for an exceedingly long period. Many of us were tired and broken and broke. And he said, "Well, I guess here's to getting paid." And we walked away. And none of us were paid. And we saw that they were quite upset that we didn't do a good way. And he said, "We have to see another way here, we see." And they said, "We aren't going to pay twice for a job that is incomplete." He says, "The job is complete. This caved in while we were doing this because there are underground men fighting it." He said, "Yes, this is the issue." And that was the end. And we have been paid not once, not twice, but it has been a total of 23 of 865 times. P. Our people are here, and we see it, and they don't see a way, and they are supposed to. And many of these ways we see are it, and they see every time one of them passes away, he has died with 1,000 years of knowledge, and we have created a codex for it, and it is not a good way. We're quite upset. Please fix it. We want it fixed today. We want it fixed over 100 times for 100 years. It has to be fixed right now. You have to do this, or we will all be avert. This means and inanimate basically means they're gonna die, and it drives them crazy. He said, "There's a way. We see it's caved in, and we fix it." He said, "Let's just do this. We can get construction workers or whatever. It may take a while. We can't use Freemasonry or knee, and it will have to be just some of us do it. And we want to see what way it was when we see it." So someone told me it was by the old Demolis. And I said, "Which one?" And he said, "They changed the map some." And he says, "Well, which one where?" He says, "Here, it's by here. I don't know where it comes up." He says, "That is not good. I want to see exactly where it is so I can begin construction plannings," and other such recantamiers. And we looked at it for a long time, and he said, "Don't see." And they knew it was a way we don't see. And they said, "Look, there. If we come here, it's there, but it's not here because this is where it's caved in at." And he said, "Okay, let's go here and fix this, and we'll go in here and fix all that." He said, "Why don't we just come in after it's caved in here?" He said, "That is in the middle of an intersection. We can't do that." He said, "Why can't we do this way?" And they don't like this way. So he says, "We will dig in the hole over here by this bank account." And he says, "No, we can't do this by a bank. It will risk defederalizations and things." He says, "It has to be done somewhere we can see it on a leash, and we can't see it." He says, "They aren't going to allow us to do this. I don't know how you think this is supposed to work. It's supposed to be us just doing it." He goes, "Oh, I thought we had these accepting portals and things like this from government agencies." "No, this is just some workers getting something fixed that ain't right." And he said, "We have to do this right now, today." He's like, "No, this ain't going to work out." And we decided that we would save it for another day to see. The game was well received, blah, 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 blah. I saw there isn't any way to see. And they know it, man. No, nothing, there's nothing. If you can fix these things, please look away. And we don't see it. And look, there's no way to see it anymore, and they knew we wouldn't, and that is how it went. I can't explain this to you, but I know one of them sees the underground people, and they has for a long time, and it's been over this way before we see it. And he knows they don't have any way we see it, and they are it. And the lodge below, very far, has been up to see it, and they know something's not right about the way it went. And they said we weren't the ones who, and they know some ways we don't see it. And they said it could have been any, and there's 20 or more that could have seen it. And they don't like any way we see, and they don't like any way y'all see it. There wasn't any more to see, blah, 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 blah. Dunk, 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 dunk. And that's it.